So imagine you moved to a big city and you were so desperate for housing you lived in a 4x4-foot pod. Well, that's what's happening in San Francisco. The average rent in this city is more than $3,000 a month. But at a little startup called Brownstone Housing, people can rent out a pod like this for $700 a month. And so far, 25 people are doing just that. That's right, they're all living in these old pods. And hundreds more to come, maybe thousands. This could be the solution to affordable housing. The city of San Francisco tried to squash this whole thing, which is just unbelievable. We're going to hear all about that, because I spent time with the Brownstone founders, and they showed me around what they call their pod castle. Let's take a look.
So these are the pods. They're essentially like a decked out bed, a place that is very private. Once you close the curtain, it's like your own little space. And these pods are 8 feet tall, 6.5 feet long, and 3.5 feet wide. And then each individual pod is 4 feet tall, of course. And so I can climb in one so you can see.
For perspective here.
Yeah.
So one person's down here and one person's up here.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm in the bottom pod right now. So each pod has a light so you can control your own environment. It has a curtain too, so you can have your privacy. There we go. Mm-hmm. And it has a mirror too, so you can check yourself, make sure that you're decent before leaving. And it also has a fan system. So if you get hot at night or if you sweat at night, this is perfect for you. And so you can turn it on.
That's your HVAC right there.
Yeah, this is your HVAC. You can turn it up to full blast, or you can turn it down as well. So it's a nice little feature. And then also we have a port to charge your electronics, so USB port. And that's super useful. So you can just tuck your phone away.
Yeah.
And
you
keep
got
that
a little
to yourself.
closet.
Yeah. And these are some hooks that we added. It's not like meant to be your end-all be-all closet. It's just for convenience. You can hang whatever you really want in here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and some people like to put string lights here or decorate inside and then make it your own little thing. So this bed is actually quite big for just one person.
Yeah.
And something that I've told people before and that I've measured out before is like if you have another partner that's sleeping in any other bed that is bigger than a twin, you actually have less room than this between both of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is actually like, maybe I could just star really fast. Mm-hmm. It's quite big. So it's nice. And then people coming to the city, yeah, like when you get inside and you find your pod, you find yourself a part of a community as well. So there's a bunch of other people who are sleeping in different pods. But you also can go out to the common spaces and have your lunch and then talk with a bunch of other people.
The space here, so we have how many pods here? So 20 maybe on this side here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 18 on this side.
Okay.
And then this side has a little alcove with about 4.
Yes.
4.
So what happens at night when if somebody's like playing their speaker loud? Is there like an etiquette on like noise?
Yeah, so this is the 24/7 quiet zone, which I've definitely broken today because I'm talking right now. But normally everybody's whispering and you use your headphones. You don't listen to anything out loud. And so generally during the day and the night, it's really quiet.
Yeah, this is just like so needed.
Mm-hmm. And between each space too, we have some filing cabinets left over from the bank.
Yes.
Because this was a former bank. And you can store your belongings there for a little convenience area. We have a lot of storage here. So extra storage, and then some shoe storage and things like that. So in between each one, you can do really whatever you want with it. And if you were lucky to find an apartment currently, well, there's only so many people who can afford that apartment. or so many spots right now. And there's way more people who want to be in that city, like, but not enough units. So this is our way of breaching that gap.
And you don't even have, I mean, is it month to month here?
Yes.
So you don't have to sign a year-long lease and break the lease and penalties and first month, last month, any of that.
Yep.
It's meant for more of a kind of temporary, get your feet on the ground, younger person that wants to come and get a foothold here and then maybe move on.
Yeah.
Right? Am I getting that right?
Exactly. And we do find a lot of people, they at first come saying, oh yeah, I just am going to be here for a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then they realize, oh, I really like this.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave.
So why would, okay, so this is very much needed. This city is one of the most, if not the most unaffordable place on the planet. This is a great idea. This is much needed. You need like 50 of these buildings in this city.
Yeah.
Why would they stall you out for so long and make your life so difficult?
I think the answer to that question is probably why we got a new mayor in November, because it was just that attitude from the top, which is just about control. I don't think it, like, they didn't necessarily, I'm not going to speak for their motives as for, like, do they want housing or anything like that. Let's assume that they did, but they wanted it their way, and this was not their way, and so they just wanted to make it go
They didn't
away.
have control over it, and so they wanted to squash it or drag you out and control everything, and this was a new concept that hadn't been done, and they didn't understand it, and so they you would have thought that they would have embraced it.
Well, they
and helped
definitely
you
did.
and even given you a break.
Yeah, so what happened is it seemed like they just pulled at straws to find a reason why we couldn't have our approval. So their reason for it was someone in the mayor's office said that we don't qualify as affordable housing, which is funny because I put us down as affordable housing because it's $700 a month. That's affordable to almost every income level that they qualify. There's housing in San Francisco, by the way, that's $2,000 plus a month. That's affordable housing because it just has to be affordable to certain income brackets. So we made something actually affordable. And so I called it affordable housing, and they approved it as affordable housing. But then someone in the mayor's office said, no, we won't allow. First they said, oh, affordable housing has to go through the lottery system. And I said, well, I guess we'll be open to that. And then they said, actually, no, pods can't be affordable housing. and so that basically is where we had our approval taken. And they wanted us to pay a $306,000 affordable housing fee to be able to get the.
That is exactly what's wrong with big cities. So the people who live in these pods probably don't have a permanent address, but you do. And that means you're on the internet. And that means that anybody can get your home address, your phone number, and all your sensitive personal information. We've all had our information stolen. That's not a debate. Every single one of us. I had my credit card number stolen before. Just last month, somebody was trying to get into my Coinbase account. Actually, that happens all the time. And last week, somebody was trying to get into my Apple ID. I got a text that said someone's trying to break into your Apple account. Change your password on one of your devices. It's frustrating. It sucks. Seriously, Google yourself. You'll be surprised by how much of your personal information is out on the web. Scams and identity theft all start with your information being exposed. Data brokers are out there right now collecting your information, and they'll sell it to anyone who wants to make your life miserable. But you have a right to have your information removed from the web. That's where Incogni comes in, everyone. They're the sponsor of today's video. Incogni is great. They track and remove all of your information from public databases and people search sites on your behalf. It's super easy. You create an account on Incogni, then you authorize Incogni to remove your information on your behalf, and then sit back and let their privacy experts do the work for you. You can even submit individual websites that you find yourself, and they'll remove those as well.
They even have a 30-day money-back guarantee, Nick.
Correct, Mappy. Now there's no excuse for you to have your personal data online. I saw you listed on some pretty odd sites.
Hey, that's not me.
You're right. It's not. Go to incogni.com/Nick Johnson and use promo code Nick Johnson to get 60% off the annual Incogni plan. The link's below. These data brokers and hackers and scammers can't harm you if they can't find you.
The typical response, I'm not lying, is it's way bigger than I expected.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, because when you see them online, it seems like really small, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like, this is pretty big, you know? You could go like this.
Yeah.
But it's really nice. And then they end up like really taking a liking to it and taking a liking to the community. And then they say, hey, I know I was just only planning on being here for a shorter term. Can I re-up my stay? Like, can I stay longer? And yeah, that's usually the reaction that we get.
Okay.
And now we're focusing on San Francisco heavily. And we're doing that through a new franchising model. So landlords can essentially set up exactly what we did and then start generating revenue, which is going to be much needed because there's a lot of vacant office space. And I think San Francisco has a great need for this right now. But in the future, the next places will be like places like New York and Seattle and Portland and LA and those big cities where a lot of people want to go and there's a lot of opportunities. And then from there, we're going to go to smaller cities where there's still more like niche opportunities, but still a lot of demand.
So I could turn my empty building into a podcastle pretty easily.
Yes.
And 20 or 30 people could have an affordable place to live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it would take about 3 months. And that includes the permitting and the furniture installation and everything like that. So literally just 3 months and then we're done.
So this is really neat. So what does it cost for, like, you've got a double pod here for both of these?
Yeah, for top and bottom pod, it costs us $3,000. And so for us, it allows us to provide housing for a fraction of the cost. So we can just put these inside of empty buildings and do it. This whole bank, actually, we spent $60K and we got housing for 30 people. Thought about this concept. It was more of like utilitarian, Spartan, bare bones style where like, I just need a child's bunk bed. I don't care what else I got. Like, I just need a good place to stay with a roof over my head and a place where I can continue to pursue my college and everything else that I set out to do in California. Little did I know that I'd be starting the company later on. And this is so much better than what I originally envisioned. So,
who's the perfect person for this? A young person just moving to the city that needs a temporary place to kind of get their feet ready, or like,
I'd say all ages. So we have people of really massive range, all the way from 18 to like 55. So if you have a dream and you want to be in a certain location and you don't mind being a part of a community, a wonderful community, this is for you. So it really is for anyone who is chasing that sort of dream that they have.
You don't really need anything. Mm-hmm. Furniture.
Yeah, you have furniture.
Utilities are paid for.
Yeah. Oh, you do need a pillow and blankets. Like, you got to buy your own pillow and blankets, but other than that, yeah, you're pretty good.
The problem is there now. We get a lot of applications. And so what we want to do is we want to open this up so anybody with an empty building, especially in San Francisco right now, but we think this works nationally. But anyone with an empty building can come to us and say, hey, I want to essentially franchise. I want you to use my office space and we'll set pods up and we'll give them the blueprint and we'll help them through the permitting and everything after everything we've learned. And it's kind of a golden opportunity to get as many of these up as possible. We believe that there's demand for about 10,000 of these pods in San Francisco. And we think that it would dramatically change the city if 10,000 people who are here to do things were here doing things rather than living with their parents or wherever they are or migrating to other cities, because this is really the epicenter of AI and startups. And if young people are able to come here and try things, they might end up renting an office. They might end up getting funding and starting a company. Could be the next OpenAI, anything like that. Or even just 10,000 tiny companies would be better than just an empty office building. So that's what we're working on now. And then beyond that, our whole thing is like we started this company to end housing as a barrier to opportunities. So right now, even me, like if I wanted to go to New York because let's say I just stopped this and I want to be, I don't know, an artist and I need to be in New York, I can't. I legitimately can't. Maybe I can find a friend and sleep on their floor for however long until they kick me out. But realistically, I'm kind of stuck where I am. But if there were pods in New York, I could just say, hey, look, I'm able to save up $1,000, $2,000, however much money. I could get a part-time job that's paying me, $15, $20 an hour. And I'll be able to afford rent until I figure out, is this dream going to work out? And if it does, then great. Then maybe I can save up, get an apartment. If it doesn't, then I tried and it didn't cost that much money. I was able to do it. And then I can just go back home knowing that I'm not an artist. But you can't do that right now. You don't even get the chance to try unless your parents happen to have a bunch of money or you just had money or a great job. And there's a lot more people with a lot more to give to the economy, to the world. And so our whole reason for starting this company was to unlock that potential everywhere. So we're focusing on San Francisco now, but I know there's a lot of places where that could benefit from this.
Could this be a solution for homelessness? Because that's the biggest question that I have. And how would that work? Like you've thought through this a little bit, haven't you?
Yes, we have thought through it. So the pods, what we're doing right now is for non-homeless people. But the thing is that the pods provide dignified living, and homeless people don't necessarily want to be in a bed where, for example, in Bakersfield, it's like a head, toe, head, toe.
It's like a bunch of just cots in a big room, and they don't feel like they have their own privacy and security. And this would be a definite step up for that.
Exactly. And that's like one of the biggest things when you're trying to create a new shelter is that what's going to draw them to that shelter. Usually a lot of the homeless people that I talk to are like, I don't want to go to the shelter. I don't feel safe in the shelter. Like I don't want to look at the other person next to me because I want my own space. And so what the pods do provide is that sort of comfort for them. And so we have considered working with governments and different nonprofit agencies to provide the beds to them, and our model as well, so they can provide this sort of solution for them.
So we created this space out of an abandoned bank that would have totally been an empty building if we didn't come here. So it's kind of divided amongst the 3 floors. So this floor, this is when you walk in, is kind of just almost a co-working area. There's desks set up, couches, or you could sit down. We're month to month, so it's not necessarily super long term.
Okay.
So people do come and go. But the typical person stays 3 to 6 months, which is great. So you have a pretty stable community. So downstairs is mostly storage, but of course there's places to pull up a computer and work.
Yeah.
And then in here, might be some people in here, but...
So this is kind of like the general locker room where people do their laundry and kind of store everything?
Exactly. So everyone kind of has their own storage space. So,
okay, so this is the kitchen.
Yeah, so the kitchen is a shared kitchen.
Yeah.
The bank already had a kitchen.
Okay.
So really, that's just what this is. Clean up after yourselves because no one else is going to, and that's worked really well. But of course, that makes it so we kind of have to be a little more selective when we're bringing people into the house. So it's not just like a $700 click and then you move in. We do a video call with people. We read the written application to make sure, primarily nowadays, that they're not crazy, but just in general that they understand and are open to living in a house with people. This restroom, it was just an typical office restroom.
Okay.
We were able to convert it to a shower.
Yeah.
That was more controversial than we thought it would be, but
Again, because of the city?
maybe one day there would be more showers in the building, but for now that's the only one. So people kind of are on different schedules, and also a lot of people go to the gym and they don't need to necessarily shower here. So it works. There's not like a hour-long line to shower in the mornings, but yeah, we certainly wish we had more.
So here it's more community oriented. You really get to know the people who are living with you. And it's like suddenly you don't feel lonely if you are suffering from that loneliness epidemic, as people are saying now. It's like more of a trend, I guess, which is kind of unfortunate.
Like, we're not forcing people into pods or anything like that. And I know that you can probably rent like a 1-bedroom in Arkansas for $600. That's not what this is about. Like, if you look around San Francisco, there are people sleeping on the street. There are people just dying on the street. Like, housing is really scarce here. And this is all happening right next to $2 million condos. And so if you're offended by the existence of this housing option, I would just say you should be more offended by the lowest housing option right now, which is just living on the street. So in my personal opinion, as a human being, if pods are what we've created, we have a different opinion. We think it's great. But even if you don't agree, if you just think pods are the worst thing, I would love a world where pods are the lowest standard of living. If instead of people on the street, they're in a pod, and that's it, that's just the basement of humanity where people lay their heads, I think that would be a 10,000 times better world than the one that we have today.
Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed that report from America. So we've been to every state now, and we know so many great places that most people don't know about. If you're trying to figure out where you should move, I can help. Email me, and I'll tell you about how I can find you the perfect place for you to move to. And if you need a realtor, I can help you with that as well. No one else knows America more than Nick and Kim and Mappy. This is my email. You can also find it in the description or on the channel. And if you want to buy some Mappy gear, well, you can find that link in the description as well. You can get shirts, hats, mugs, stickers, hoodies, all kinds of great Mappy merch. Click the link, get some Mappy gear. I'm also on Cameo. If you want me to send you or somebody you know a personalized video message, go to Cameo and search Nick Johnson, or just click the link in the description. Well, hey, Nick Johnson fans. So YouTube's pushing this whole membership thing now, and I think it's great. So I set one up for this channel. If you want to be a member on this channel, you can only do it on your computer right now. They make it hard for some reason. So go and hit join right there, and you can support the channel and join various membership tiers. I'm excited about it because I'm going to post all sort of behind the scenes content, extra interviews, fun Mappy stuff, bonus songs, and more. Just some extra stuff that doesn't make it onto the main channel. So think about becoming a member. Huh, everyone?
You should join. I did.
Thanks for watching.